Hi, I'm coming up to Roundwood House in Co.Laois, which is a country house hotel. Lovely place to stay, really nice food, but there's a surprise in the kitchen and it's nothing to do with food.
Practical thing.
What are you making?
I'm making flapjacks.
Oh, right.
Staple of the Roundwood welcome. I just need some butter.
And where did the recipe come from?
The recipe came from Hannah's mother. And she stole it from her mother. And I've stolen it from all of them.
What's the story with the tattoo?
When I was a kid, for some reason my grandparents thought I liked Mickey Mouse. I didn't particularly like Mickey Mouse, but they went to Florida often and would bring me back Mickey Mouse t-shirts and pajamas and an alarm clock. It was a very loud and annoying way to wake up for years of my youth. And then when I decided I wanted to be a rebel, I wanted to be a rebel that my parents could accept, so I got a Mickey Mouse tattoo in homage to my grandparents, and I thought, how could they be mad at me for that? They were still mad at me.
That's great.
But I did have my first bass guitar put on it. What was it even called?
So it's Steamboat Willie playing their bass guitar.
Yeah, exactly.
That's brilliant. And which came first, the music or the cooking, or
Music.
Okay.
Yeah, I started playing clarinet when I was 10 or 11 or something. I played clarinet and saxophone in stage bands and concert bands and things. And then I realized that I was very unlikely to get a girlfriend playing the clarinet, so I picked up a bass guitar.
Okay.
Sting had girlfriends, so I figured I could also get a girlfriend with a bass guitar.
Did it work?
It did work.
Huh.
And then played in bands for years in Canada, and then decided to make a break for it, and I wanted to live in Ireland for a bit, so I moved over to study politics in Derry. And when I wanted to leave Derry before marching season, moved to Galway, and if you've ever been to Galway, you can't just stay there for a weekend, so I had my instruments shipped over, and I stayed for 10 years.
Ah. Tell us about the house here.
So the house was built in 1730 by a Quaker named Anthony Sharp. It had 2,000 acres, 500 employees, and a flax mill. And so the weird giant woodshed of a barn up above is the building that the flax was
Beetling.
yeah, where they
beat it. Yeah.
yeah, that's why the really long channel, so that they can get the long strands of it.
What's your involvement in the house?
My involvement in the house is I'm the chef. I tell jokes and I stay up late with the guests. That's pretty much it. Yeah, you kind of have to be a bit of everything, you know. So,
okay. But how did you end up here?
Ended up here. I met Hannah, my good wife, in Galway many years ago, and got married. Had a plan to have family, and right around that time, her parents, who ran this place, decided they wanted to see an exit strategy and floated the idea amongst all she's got 5 other siblings, and nobody else wanted to take it up, And so we decided probably a good place to raise kids, as we were planning to have a family. And it's a great place to raise kids. If you ever have a choice of living on a Georgian estate to raise your kids or somewhere else, live in a Georgian estate for sure.
Do you play music?
I don't. No. I'm the only one in my family that doesn't.
Oh, are you?
Still waiting to be asked to join the band, but it hasn't happened.
And do you like their music?
I love it. Yeah.
Oh, do you?
Oh no, I love the fact that the kids play.
Okay.
And of course, it's Paddy's dream come true to have his own family band.
Oh, is it?
And during lockdown, they did weekly online kind of Facebook Live gigs.
Okay.
And yeah, got quite a following. It was good fun.
So you took on a huge thing with the house, didn't you?
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the early years, it was a little overwhelming.
Okay.
But then the roof was bad in the early years. So there was water coming in. You could see it seeping down
Okay.
on the top floor, down the walls on the top floor. And every time there was a heavy rainfall, you'd see kind of it move a little bit further down.
Right, yeah.
And someone told us if it got as far as the skirting board, we'd be in big trouble. So we knew it was urgent, but we just had no money coming in because the recession was in full swing at that stage. So we managed to work out a deal with a builder who came highly recommended, and he was out of work as well because of the recession, so he was happy to work out a payment plan with us. And once that was done, it was two valleys on the roof, so monstrous job. And once that was done, then we could kind of breathe a little easier because nothing else was ever going to be that urgent again.
Okay. And you can make a living now with the house?
Yeah, it all make a living, but it all the money just goes back into the house. So there's always structural things that have to be done. The next thing we have to look at are the giant cracks in the front hall. I don't know if you noticed those, but sometimes I look up and I just think the whole front of the house is about to fall outwards.
Okay.
But I've been assured it isn't going to happen in our lifetime, but we have to deal with them.
Do you have cooking as a
thing before? No. I liked cooking, but I didn't know how to do it very well. But yeah, when we moved down here, we decided that one of us should learn how to do it fairly well if we were going to charge people money for it. I enjoyed cooking more than Hannah, and the options were cooking or accounts, and cooking is a lot funner than accounts.
And do you enjoy it?
Yeah, we love it. Yeah,
do you?
Yeah, absolutely love it.
And you
yeah.
don't mind loads of people coming through your home all the time?
No, but I grew up with that, so it's I did leave for years as well, but I don't think about it because from the time I was a kid, that was just normal life. People coming and going, and like our kids now, they don't. And actually during lockdown, I thought, we got very used to having the house to ourselves. And I thought when we opened again, the kids might resist, just not be that keen on the idea of having to share the house again. But they, as we got closer to opening, they got more and more excited. And they were saying they love it. Like they love hearing the kind of murmur of voices downstairs when they're going to bed, and just when the house comes to life with the big family group celebration or something. they just find it really exciting to have loads of people around. Yeah.
So folks, these flapjacks, if you're going to make them yourself, very important that you use jumbo oats. The small oats will not do. Jumbo oats.
Okay.
And if anybody's going to make these things, 6 ounces of butter, 6 ounces of brown sugar, 8 ounces of jumbo oats.
And where do you go on holidays?
We go to Canada because Paddy's Canadian.
And somebody waits on your hand and foot in Canada?
They do, Paddy's parents do.
Oh,
yeah.
do they? Oh, that's great.
Yeah, we're treated like royalty when we get there. Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Okay.
It's always a proper break. And when the kids were small, his parents would set up beds for the kids in their rooms so that we'd have some time to ourselves and just be able to switch off from everything.
Ted. We've been going for, I don't know, 7 or 8 years or something, and it was getting busier and unsustainably busy where I was staying up late to, continue cooking for the next day or for the weekend or whatever. And luckily, Ted arrived. I had known Ted sort of peripherally over the years, but he's friends with my sister, so he had a bit of time in his schedule because his house had just burned down, and he decided to come here to write a book. And then he had been here for a few months, and we were sitting around the kitchen having a few glasses of wine, and we all discovered that day that he could sing. So we decided we'd make it a thing and ambush unsuspecting guests after dinner with a 6th course with 2 chefs coming out singing depressing Americana songs.
All this time it's been smoldering under your skin. A lifetime has drawn you so thin.
Was there one thing in particular that your parents taught you about running a place or being a host?
Well, I suppose just to do what comes naturally rather than overthink things. So my dad always said if I'd gone to hotel management college, he wouldn't have let me take on the business. So
did he?
Yeah. And I think he was quite serious. Yeah, he's very anti any kind of formality.
If heaven and hell decide that they both are satisfied, illuminate the nose on their vacancy signs. If there's no one besides you and your soul embarks, then I'll follow you into the dark. Then I'll follow you into the dark.
Like, we don't want to be a hotel, obviously, even though essentially that's what we are. People come and stay and pay to stay here, but it's more about the family home aspect. But then you have to get the balance right, because we don't want to people to feel like they're intruding into our home either. You wrecked the flapjacks.
Yeah, I did all the work. She swoops in and turns them out before their time. All my hard work wrecked. It's kind of like a micro story of our lives.
It's a metaphor for marriage.
Kinda, yeah.
And
All the good that I put into it, you just sort of casually and callously just throw away.
Turn on its head.
Turn on its head.
And still you have to apologise.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry for...
Wait, now, whose team are you on here?